consecutive integers means. Okay? So consecutive integers. First of all, integers means it would be made up of a whole number, right? Like 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, etc., etc. So an example of a set of consecutive integers might be something like this, like 3, 4, 5, right? Or -3, -2, -1. So see how they're integers, like they're whole numbers, or they're opposites that are back to back to back, one right after the other. So that's what makes them consecutive, okay? Oh, I'll get that. Hold, please. Problem that we're getting ready to do. It says, what are those consecutive integers? So that means we don't actually know what those numbers are, okay? So what do we use when we don't know what a number is? We use a variable, right? So in this particular example, so in problem number 1, which I'm just using the problems from the sheet as examples here. So in example number 1, it's telling us that we have 2 integers that are back to back to back, but we don't know what they are. So we always use an x. X is going to represent the smaller one, whatever it is. We don't know what it is, but we know we have 2 numbers. We know we've got a small one. We know we got a big one, right? Okay, so x is going to equal the smaller one. And then in consecutive integers, like 3, 4, 5, how much are each of these numbers going up in between each number? 1. They're going up by 1, right? So see how from 3 to 4 is 1, from 4 to 5 is 1, like that, right? So in order to, so the bigger number, we've got a small number and we've got a big number in this example. It's going to be 1 bigger than whatever the smaller number is, right? Because it goes up by 1 every single time. So we know that the smaller one, we're going to use x. It says we got 2 numbers. The bigger one is going to be 1 bigger because that's how consecutive integers work. They go up by 1 every single time. So the other piece of information that it gives us is it says the sum of them is -67. What are you doing when you're finding a sum? Are you adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? What are you doing? You're adding, exactly. So what that means is it's saying we're going to add together the small one and the big one because it says to find the sum. And how much is that sum? It says the sum is what? -67. And I take this straight off of problem number 1. Okay?
I just finished this. Can I get that quickly?
Oh, you finished your makeup stuff?
Wait, do we have to do all 3?
Yeah. If you had 3, you need to do those 3 that are assigned to you. Yep. And then that'll make up for your quiz. So you won't be much longer. All right. So the first step is just setting up the equation. Okay? In this particular case, we've got a small one and a big one. So that's why we did x and then x plus 1. And then all you do once you set up the equation, so first of all, do we get like where the pieces of the equation came from? First, where the small one came, where the big one came from. Okay, so once we set it up, that's the hard part. The easy part, especially for you guys who like aced your quiz, is now you're just going to solve it. So, you might be right. So hold on, so we got 2 x's and see how they're on the same side of the equal sign? So what do you do when you have 2 x's on the same side? Do we cancel? We don't cancel. We put them together. So x plus x is 2x plus 1 equals -67. And then you just do the -1 on both sides to get rid of that plus 1. You've got 2x is equal to -68. And then you divide both sides. So x is equal to -34. So that means the smaller number is -34. What does that mean the bigger number is? So I heard 2 votes. I heard -35. I heard -33 because negative numbers are tricky. Which one of these is actually bigger than 34? The less negative, correct, is the bigger one. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Write yourself a Post-it note. So those two numbers are negative 34 and negative 33. And the most important part, you can check yourself and make sure you did it right. Because what's negative 34 plus negative 33? Oh, oops, would help if I wrote down the right number. That is negative 70 or negative 67, which is what the problem said we wanted them to add up to. Okay? So that's where you check them. So the hardest part, and I'm going to be the first to admit, you are not going to use this in real life, but I guarantee you're going to see it when you're applying for like those tests in college, because they really love these. They love these for some reason. Okay? Now, we're going to skip, because notice how number 2 and number 3 say consecutive even and consecutive odd. So we're going to skip those for a minute. And I want you guys to look at number 7. So you've got number 7 on your paper. So I'm going to kind of zoom in on it myself so that you guys, so I'm going to kind of cover this up so I got some space to write. So this time, instead of 2 numbers, we have 3 numbers, but you're going to set it up exactly the same way, okay? But this time, instead of a small, we've got a small, a medium, and a large, because it told us that this time we have 3 integers, okay? So what is the smallest number? What variable are we always going to use for the small? X. Small is always going to be X, okay? The medium is going to be 1 bigger, so we're going to use X plus 1. And then this time, since I have 3 numbers, take a look at the example I gave up here. From my small to my large, how much space is in between those? 2. So it's going to go up by 2, right? Because it went up by 1, then it went up by another 1. So when you got 3 numbers, you've got X, you've got X plus 1, and you've also got X plus 2. Because now we have 3 numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Still doing the same thing, though. It says that they have a sum, so you're going to add all 3 of those numbers together. So you'll literally do your small plus your medium plus your large is all equal to 24, according to the problem. So what am I going to put in for my small? What am I going to replace that small with, algebraically speaking? I'm just going to replace it with a X, because that's my smallest, right? Okay, plus, what's my medium? X plus 1, exactly. My medium is going to be X plus 1. Plus, what's my large? X plus 2. Yep. And we're going to set them equal to 24, because the problem told us that the sum is 24. So you guys know what to do with this, right? Now we've got 1, 2, 3 X's that we need to combine. So how many X's does that mean you're going to have on the left-hand side now? I got 3 X's. So 3X plus 1 plus 2. They're on the same side of the equal sign, so we're going to put it together. And then you're just going to solve that as a plain old 2-step equation, like I know you guys know how to do. Okay? And I'll bet you're going to get the answer in just a second. So I am going to check on the other people at the outskirts for a moment. I'm going to actually hand you guys an answer key. Do you need a marker?
Eraser.
Oh, eraser. I'm going to hand you guys an answer key so that you can check yourself as you're working on them. Only do the ones that say consecutive. Do not do where it says consecutive odd. I haven't shown you how to do that yet, okay? So just skip around to the ones that say consecutive only. If it says consecutive odd or consecutive even, don't do it, because you don't know how to do those yet. I'll show you, though, probably tomorrow. So we're just doing the ones that are consecutive right now. You did. So so what are all 3 numbers? It'll be 7, 8, 9. Because it'll be 1 bigger and then 1 bigger than that. Yes. All right. So you can see you've got that one right there because it's number 7 on that page. So it's 7, 8, 9. Yep. All right, I'm gonna check on my other people. Just do the. Okay, so see, I'm gonna use number 2 as the example on the back page. So see where it says 2 consecutive even numbers? Give me examples of even numbers. Like what are even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc., right? So consecutive even, an example would be like 2, 4, 6, 8. You get the idea, right? Consecutive odd. What do you think would be an example of consecutive odd? So give me an example of consecutive odd numbers. 3, 5, 7, exactly, etc. You guys get it. Y'all are quick. Okay. How much are they? They're not going up by 1 anymore because you got a skip count. How much are they? Oakley, you'll be my next stop, sir. How much are they going up by now? They're going up by 2. So here's the only difference when you set up consecutive even and consecutive odd. And I'm going to use number 2 as my example. Yes, sir?
So when you're doing x plus whatever you do, x plus 2 instead of 1 every time.
Ah! Oh my God, Malik's a genius. That is exactly what I do. Okay, my small is still x, okay? In this case, it's asking for 2 consecutive even numbers, but Malik is right. Instead of going up to x plus 1, instead we're going to do x plus 2 because they're going up by 2 every time instead of going up by just 1.
So the negative would be minus 2.
Exactly. So where it says, okay, so 2 consecutive even numbers. So we would say our small plus our large is equal to, it's telling us 86 is what it says in that problem. So you're going to do x plus 2, and that will be equal to 86. So if it's consecutive even or consecutive odd, they're just going up by 2 every time instead of going up by just 1. But you still solve it the same way. So this would be 2x plus 2 because you would put those together because they're on the same side and then just solve them from there. Now, what gets people confused is consecutive even and consecutive odd work the same way. Because look, your consecutive odd numbers are still going up by 2, right? So you set them up the same way that you would set up a consecutive even problem. I'm going to look at number, let's look at, where do I see 3? Okay, so like number 6. Number 6 says 3 consecutive odd, right? So it's still the same idea. You do a small plus a medium plus a large. I'm going to make that smaller, actually. So small plus your medium plus your large. And this time it's going to be equal to 69 is what it says. So consecutive odd, they're still going up by 2. So your small is still going to be a x plus your medium is not going to be 1 bigger. It's going to be x plus 2. And because it's asking us for 3 of them this time, the large one will be x plus 4. But once you get it set up and equal to 69, I didn't give myself enough room there, y'all.
Wait, so it's equal either way?
So equal because it says it's equal to, has a sum 69. Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, when you're doing x plus 2, when it's negative, it's still 2.
It's still going up by 2 every time. That's a great question. You're still going to add even though it says negative. Yep. So once you set this one up, you've got an x plus an x plus an x. You've got 3x plus 6 is equal to 69. And then you guys know where to solve from there. It's just the setting up part that's new for you all. And you're handling it beautifully. Here, let me see what you got.